Hello, Dr. Waymire. This is my first playing video. I will be playing the trumpet, and I'm going to start with the play for 8, rush for 4, and then repeat, and then I'll talk about what I think about it. Okay, here we go. One, two. Okay. Well, what I heard when I played was there was a little bit of interruption in the sound. When I first started, there wasn't that instantaneous, sound when I first started when I breathe. So I think faster air will fix that and make sure the teeth are really separated and just all the way through the instrument. Another thing is, I think the releases that I did on the counts of 8 were really good all the way through, and I really didn't have an issue with those. I think sustaining the tone really wasn't an issue. Also, I did hear a little bit of the pitch kind of waver a little bit, so I tried to fix that out with just faster air and just consistent and just making sure I was in the center of the mouthpiece. Another thing is that I made sure to keep it on, because we talked about that in class, and keeping it on so you can really see, if you're really in the right place or not, because you want to be 50-50 with trumpet and you want to blow that air 50% of the way through. So next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the play for 4, then down a half step, and then rest for 4. Okay, I'm gonna stop there because I think I went too low. As I was going through the motions, I really thought I was on a C. I guess I started on a G. So what I played was. See, yeah, so starting there, I made the mistake of starting on a G instead of the C where I wanted to. So I'm going to do that one more time. And I'm really going to just make sure I start on that C because I really had no clue that I was even starting on G. So that's a problem that I really need to fix. It's just understanding the pitch differences because C to G, G to C is a perfect fourth. And that's something I need to hear, especially with beginners. They're not going to understand those partials. So something I need to work on personally. So I'm going to start again. So I'm starting on C. One, two. Okay, so I'm gonna talk about it a little bit. I think that one was a little bit more successful. I think starting some notes and going down by a half step, I wasn't pushing fast enough air because I thought I was going lower, which made me think, okay, I need to slow down my air, which really isn't the case because for brass, you need to be able to push air all the way through, especially through those low notes, just to make sure they speak properly. Another thing I would say is that the D, like immediately I thought about it, I was like, I needed to 1 and 3, I just need to kick out a little bit and just make sure that was in tune, because when I first heard it, I was like, it's not right. But I immediately changed it, which is good. And then also same thing with 1, 2, and 3, knowing that it's gonna be sharp. I immediately kicked out numbing because from 1 and 3, I knew, I was like, oh wait, Courtney, just keep it out, it'll be fine. And then when I went down to the C, I just kicked it back in because I knew it'd be a fine note. I think that went pretty well. Beginning of notes was better. Like I said earlier, the transition between notes was a little bit off sometimes, but I did fix it as we kept going. The ends of notes were okay, and I just had to remember when I play D, I just need to make sure that I kick out my third valve side right here just to make sure it's in tune. So, yeah. Alright, so now I'm going to start playing Hot Cross Buns, and I'll talk about it after. Okay. That was really good. Note accuracy was there for me, I think. As for tuning, the A's were a little sharp, but I think on trumpet, actually, sorry, I know on trumpet that's always a bad note. A good fix to that is to just play third. That's always usually make it a little flatter. Excuse me. That was pretty good. Rhythmically, I think it was just together. What helped me personally to make it sound so rhythmic was just to sing it in my head, hot cross buns, and just do it that way. As far as learning it, I mean, I really didn't have an issue learning it because I think we all play it at some point, and we all just kind of know it at the end of our head. That's what we hear all the time. Yeah, I really don't have anything much else to say about that other than just maybe make sure consistent or all the way through. I think the eighth notes were fine. I think the only thing I would say with the eighth notes is just making sure I have the correct length all the way through with that. I felt like some were longer than the other ones, but that just comes from consistent air and just ta 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 ta, and just keeping that consistent all the way through and just keeping that in rhythm and just make sure you subdivide in your head. All right, so I've picked Mary Had a Little Lamb, and I'm gonna play that for you right now. Nothing too crazy, just Mary Had a Little Lamb, and I'll talk about it right after, and we'll see what I think, and we'll just take it from there. Okay. Mary Had a Little Lamb. I think that went pretty well. The first note didn't speak as fast as I wanted it to, but it did speak. And that's okay, but moving forward, I need to make sure my notes speak, and that's been a consistent problem all the way through. So I know that that's one of the things I just need to work on, is just starting the note exactly when I want it to. Rhythmically, it was pretty good. I just made sure to subdivide 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and just keeping that consistent all the way through. I made sure the long note was 4 beats all the way through because some people just kind of lose count and they die off. One thing I would say is that I maybe could have did a little bit more musical phrasing with it. It's basically like a 2-part phrase, and I maybe could have did something a little bit more musical with it to kind of make sure make sure you hear that 2-part phrase. So really, that's all I have for it. Hope you enjoyed this playing video. This is my first time doing it, so I really didn't know what to expect. Excited to hear you and Trent's feedback. All right, have a good day, Dr. Waymeyer.